Yo, did that limit just...
Man, that pro streamer moment right there. Talking to the void. Okay, well, you know what? I'm glad somebody brought it up, because heaven knows I would have been just yapping to the wind for a good hour if someone didn't. Okay, how about we take this from the top? Hi, everybody. Welcome in. I apparently don't know what I'm doing. That's okay, though. Um, but no. As I was trying to say silently to the wind, Megabonk, we're going to be taking just a day away from that. Fun game, really fun game. I do enjoy myself with it a lot, and there's a lot more that can still be done with the game, in my opinion. But I am the type of person that if I play a game for too long, I start losing the energy I had on day one with it, and that's not what I want, because I really do enjoy the game and I want to keep playing it. So we're going to come back to it, just taking a little bit of time away so that we can get that energy back. Now, as far as what other game I was thinking about playing today, I was putting in some thought to it while I was eating dinner and whatnot, and I don't really have anything lined up right now that I haven't either already played or that I don't... There's a few games I have that I feel don't really fit the vibe, you know? And again, that's okay. Like, maybe they'll come in eventually, but as far as tonight goes, I just really wasn't feeling them. Now, since I didn't really have a game plan, a game planned for game plan, you know, haha, wordplay, I just decided that tonight we're gonna chill. We're gonna take it easy. If anybody wants to talk to me, coolio. Otherwise, I'll yap into the wind for an hour and we'll see what happens. And luckily, thanks to Finn, I will not be yapping into the mute. Oh, lordy. The things I manage to do sometimes. But also today is a test of sorts to see if the whole YouTube Shorts streaming thing works. And as far as I can tell, it seems to be running. So, might be worth doing in the future. The only reason is I actually saw this brought up, I think it was yesterday, while I was scrolling socials and whatnot, and apparently streaming to shorts just works slightly better than streaming horizontal on YouTube. Why that is, I'm just imagining it's, the TikTok shorts culture kind of coming into play here. So, I figured I'd let it rock, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, whatever. Not that big of a deal. Also, Botrix has joined the channel. Whoop-de-doo. I would like to point out I do have the chat box set to ignore the bot, yet for some odd reason, Botrix just does not care and will break through. Random Owl said hi. Hello, how are you doing? Wait, Random Owl said hi. But it didn't come up in the chat. What? Uh-oh. Did I already find a shortcoming in the short streaming and that it doesn't push the chat to the thing? Hold on. I'm gonna test something. What? No, okay, my message showed up. Why didn't yours? Confusion? Well, not entirely sure what's causing that. I will definitely be looking into that. But, hello, Random Owl. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's nice to make your acquaintance. Not doing a whole lot quite yet, just kind of hanging out and just chilling. If you have any questions for me, or you just want to, chat about your day, chat about anything that's been going on interesting in your life, why not? Give it a shot. Anytime, anytime. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, apparently the, mobile reactions don't show up in the chat on the screen. They just show up in the regular chat. That is interesting and worth noting. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, this music is always just super relaxing. I am so glad Harris Heller threw this our way. Yo, Dongo! Welcome in, buddy. How are you doing, bud? As you can kind of tell, we're going for a different vibe today. I am not entirely sure what I'm doing yet, because I already managed to, do the whole first 5 minutes of my stream fully muted. But we don't talk about that. EP, understandable. It is probably late for most people at this point. But I am weird and have more energy at midnight than I do during the day. So, whatevs. What can you do? So, that's kind of why I wanted to try the whole midnight start time starting this week, is I myself really do just have the most energy at night, but it does take a little bit of time after I get home from work to, clean up, make dinner, plan out things, get stream set up, all that nonsense. And 11 p.m. was kind of pushing the envelope on most days, which is why I wasn't going live on time. Which, I mean, again, I'm really just doing this for fun right now, so the whole, schedule and all of that nonsense isn't necessarily something I need to be pushing the envelope on. Pushing. It's not that important. But I am the type of person that just likes being on time. That's just how I am. So me constantly missing that 11 p.m. deadline just started irritating me a little bit. And I was talking with a fellow streamer of mine, Burfy Burf. If you know the name, if you don't, I'm going to go ahead and try the lovely shoutout command that never seems to work for me. You get to see me probably fail to do this live on stream. I hope you're excited about that. Never mind, I got it this time. Burfy Burf, Twitch streamer, variety, like myself. They were actually playing Mega Bonk when I discovered them. They have a really good mindset about things, and I was kind of talking back and forth with them during their stream yesterday, as a matter of fact, because I was trying to think, what do I want to do with my schedule going forward? What do I want to do to make this work the best for myself so I can make my energy work the best for the people who come in? And ultimately, after talking with them, it came to me that realistically, I don't need to be doing like 6, 7 days a week. I don't need to be doing that kind of grind because, again, while it would be nice to make this sort of thing a career, don't get me wrong, that'd be cool. I realize I myself don't need that. I want that. That'd be awesome. But I want, at the end of the day, what I want is to make a community that cares for each other and just wants to hang out, just to be around each other. Because, I mean, honestly, nowadays, there are a dwindling amount of safe spaces, you know? And, yo, 6-7. God. You know what? I'll entertain it today. Gladys May, welcome in. Hope you're having a lovely day. But yeah, no, I just want a place where people can be themselves and not have to worry about, you know, being judged for it. That's what I want to work on. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying I'm the only one that wants to do this sort of thing. I'm definitely not. I am a small minnow in the land of really big fish. But I want to make my own difference. Not a big difference. My difference. As long as I can accomplish that, I've made it good. But yeah, that's how I think anyway. It's always so nice to be able to actually say these things because, like, I'm always thinking them, right? But to be able to have a platform to just speak, I love it. And I wouldn't replace it. Again, we will see what the future brings as it comes. So, if I grow big, if I make it big, cool, exciting. But that's just a bonus. As long as I get to do what I like to do, that's all I need. Alright, let me just make sure everything's still running okay. Yep, no issues. I've also kind of been monitoring the internet ever since that other weekend, where for some odd reason it was just like, hey, we see you've been streaming again lately. Sure would be a shame if your internet cut out randomly 2 days in a row. I did not enjoy that, but luckily, ever since those 2 days, it has not been an issue again, so I'm just kind of hoping that that was a one-off and we won't have to deal with that again. I don't know, though. It is one of those things that could just slam us in the face off the left field, you know? But that's okay. Oh, man. But yeah, does anybody have anything that they want to share about their day? Anything interesting coming up? We have Thanksgiving on the horizon. It's a little far away, but not too bad now. I mean, it does still exist for some of us. Otherwise, Christmas, a couple months away if you don't necessarily operate on Thanksgiving stuff all that much. I definitely would not mind reading some of that. I personally don't really have a whole lot of plans in that regard. My family doesn't actually live in the same state as me, so trying to go and visit them for either of those holidays would be extremely difficult. And even if I could, I've been having some, you know, thoughts about that lately. But that's a whole story for another day, honestly. Grandpa's coming. It's going to be lit. Nice. Okay. Is that for Thanksgiving then, I assume? You guys going to be doing the whole typical meal, the whole turkey stuff and the whole 9 yards? Or do you guys have something a little different that you try and do? Yeah. Let's go. Thanksgiving. Yeah, I found it increasingly common that Thanksgiving is kind of just an excuse to eat food for a lot of people. So it's always nice to hear when people are using it as an excuse to actually meet up with family. and just enjoy time with them. Because that's really what the holiday's for. The food was supposed to just be a bonus, but yet it seems to just kind of be the thing for a lot of people nowadays. It is not an excuse to break your diet. It can be, but that's secondary. White stuff all over the ground outside. Mariah Carey is fine. Stop! I don't want to think about that. For the record, I work retail, right? So, in the US, there's a store chain called Dollar General. I'll be fully honest with you, 100% disclaimer, probably the most bottom of the barrel retail place you could probably ever work for. Just saying it, it is not great. That place gives me a headache almost every day. But yeah, working retail, we have an extreme hate relationship with Mariah Carey. Now, don't get me wrong, Mariah Carey is a person. As a person, we like them. They're fine. As a musician, listen, when we hear that beginning like 5-second jingle, I will turn the radio off. I do not care. I understand that the radio is there so that our guests can listen to music and it's not silent. I get it. The instant I hear that song come on, it's going off for 3 minutes. Like, listen. I don't need it in my life. Like, maybe you guys have a different opinion. Maybe All I Want for Christmas Is You is like your #1 top favorite Christmas song in the world. And I can't stop you for that, but not me. Not my team. We all have agreed that we have an equal hate for that song. So, just, that's my thoughts on the matter. Now, as far as the snow goes, I have not actually seen any yet. We were supposed to get some. Well, I can't say yesterday anymore. It's after midnight. But I'm going to say it again anyway. Yesterday, we were actually supposed to get some, but it kind of amounted to a light dusting and not much else. Like, it was already gone by the time I went to work. So, don't know what the dealio is with that. I do not know if we're due for any more, necessarily. Here, let me give a quick check to that, I suppose. I should be able to see the weather somewhere in this thing. Temperatures to jump up tomorrow, whoop-de-doo. Let's see. Oh, apparently we're supposed to have a high of 51. I don't know how much I trust that. Yeah, okay. No more snow in the immediate future, if this is to be trusted. I'll probably check the actual Weather Channel later to see how accurate that is. But, yeah, yesterday and today were some of the coldest days we have had so far. That being said, they're not, like, necessarily cold days in general, just they were... I mean, yesterday the high was, like, 31, and today the high was, like, 26. Fahrenheit, for the record, I am American, so I do, unfortunately, use the freedom units. Those who snow, listen. A couple years ago, when I visited a pharmacy during Christmas time, I was at the front counter paying for stuff, and they had a noisy desk fan there. I said to the clerk, that fan must be very annoying to listen to, and she replied, that's nothing compared to hearing Mariah Carey 8 times a day. Only 8? Only 8. Listen, only 8, that's chump change. That's weak. Try hearing it once every 20 minutes for an 8-hour, if not more, shift. That's how often my radio station plays it. 20 minutes cycle. On the dot, by the way, I timed it. No. Also, person called Zero. Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. Hope you're staying hydrated, staying fed. All of you. If I find out any of you are not hydrating, I will appear behind you with a bottle of water. Right now, actually. Watch out. Nah, I'm kidding. I would go drifting around some snowflakes, but the Subi is broken. Oh no, what's going on with the Subi? What's doing it? Casually wearing my ears and tail at night like 2 a.m. Oh my god, that's so fun. I have kind of like thought about experimenting with like accessories and such IRL, not like at work or anything. I do have some, you know, qualms about doing stuff like that, but just stuff to kind of mess around with. So it's honestly really cool to hear that people like doing that sort of stuff. God, no, never left my house with them. Again, that's fair. But, every once in a while, I've kind of just felt like, what if I just got some cat ears, worm around town, and see how people react? Because I literally don't know anyone in my town like that, right? Nobody here really knows me outside of, oh, he's the guy that works at the retail store down the way. So, like, their judgment of me doesn't really matter to me all that much, right? They could think of me as some weirdo for all I care. At the end of the day, I'm still going to ring up their groceries, and that's the end of our relationship. Like, so every once in a while, I kind of entertain the thought, like, what if I just really didn't care today? With love, I work at an MMA gym. I think I would die. Okay, yeah, no. At some point, it becomes more of a risk than embarrassment. I think an MMA gym is probably somewhere in that department, so I respect you not wanting to do that. It's misfiring, fuel isn't sparking, got some new spark plugs, so hopefully that does something. Big praise for you, I hope that's all it is. We love it when a vehicle works and doesn't give you hell every 2 minutes. Like literally my electric trike, right? I don't know what it is, but ever since the first set of wheels popped on that thing, any replacements we try and put on it last like a month and then they're gone. And it's like I've lost weight since I got this thing, right? I was already below like the weight, recommendation or whatever. And the first set of tires lasted like almost an entire year. Those popped, and ever since then we've had to replace both of the back tires multiple times, and I do not get it. Like, there's nothing in the tire that would be popping the tubes, but they continue to do so. It is the most annoying thing in the world, and I realize I should probably just take the trike in to, like, get a routine checkup done on it. But when you don't have, like, an actual vehicle, for the record, that trike is my vehicle, when you don't have an actual vehicle to do things, you're kind of limited in your options, right? And the nearest place that I could go to actually get that thing checked is several towns away, like a 40-minute drive away. So realistically, I would need somebody that could actually bring the trike to said town to do anything. And I do not know anyone with A, the vehicle that could carry it, and B, that kind of time. I don't even have that kind of time. Like, shoot, I work way too much. But somebody's got to pay the bills, and I'm the only one sitting here. God, I got this old mower she wants fixed, and I'm dreading to look at it, so I feel ya. I have never actually interacted with, like, a lawnmower before. Like, I'm going to be so for real with you. And, well, let me add some pretext so I don't sound like a lazy bum. The places that I have lived, like, included lawn care and stuff like that most of the time throughout my life, right? So, mowing the grass and stuff like that wasn't really a part of my growing up. So it's not that I didn't mow because I didn't want to, it's that it was not a function. Let me be clear. You know what? I just completely missed an opportunity for something. Hold on. I'm gonna do this now. It's completely past time for the joke, but I just want to do it. Now let me be clear. Wait, it didn't work. Why did it not work? Oh, because it's being stupid. Hold on. It is way past time for the joke, but I gotta do it. It's necessary. It's not, but it's necessary. Now let me be clear. Okay, cool. I got it. I did it. That took like 3 attempts, but it's fine. Alright. It helps being mechanically inclined, but it's like peak reap what you sow thing. That's fair. That's valid. Like, the only reason I don't own a vehicle myself is, well, okay, kind of multiple reasons, but they're all chained together, right? I don't have a license. But the reason that I don't have a license is because I have a case of extreme vehicular anxiety. Basically, the instant that I get behind a wheel, my ability to make properly judged decisions deteriorates to the point where I'm a danger to myself and the people around me. And it is something I'm working on, right? I do not plan on letting that be what controls my life. I will make it past that eventually. But at least for the time being, trying to do that, trying to like get a license and drive a vehicle right now is not a good idea up until I get past the anxiety. But that's the main reason why I don't drive, right? The trike, even I had like minor anxiety when I first started using it, but now it's just kind of like a part of me. I don't think too much when I'm using it. I just use it. And the cool thing with it being electric, right, is I did use that function a lot at first, the whole motor, but nowadays I tend to pedal a lot more than I use a throttle because it's just comfortable now. So I'm getting a lot of exercise out of it, and it's helping with the whole weight loss thing that I've been trying to, keep myself attuned to. So I'm happy that I got that going for me. Makes sense. That's good. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, speaking of hydration, hold on. Where's my drink? Where's my drink? There it is. My desk is organized chaos, and just source trust me, bro, because trust me, you don't want to see this desk. All right, there we go. Wait, I need water also. One sec. Good idea. Everyone, make sure that you're staying hydrated, staying fed. If you haven't eaten recently, big thonks, get a snack or something. Oh, also, make sure to stretch, as I am doing right now. If you're anything like me, and you're sitting at a desk or, hunched over on your phone, whatever it might be, you're gonna get stiff. Trust. I accidentally hit one of my volume buttons. There we go. I can hear again. Alright. Just gonna do another little quick check, make sure everything's still running. Sure looks like it. Good. Cool, cool. Add? Ew. No. Stop that, Twitch. Don't do that. Alright, I'll go disappear into the night, getting eepy. Take care. I absolutely will, Lofted. You get yourself some rest. Hopefully tomorrow treats you well. Thank you for stopping through, and hopefully I get to see you again soon. Tell the group next time you talk to him I miss them all. I haven't heard from him in a while. Baghdad ass forgot to eat too. You should do that. If you don't have anything like super good, just get yourself a snack, get yourself something. Make sure the body stays fueled. I don't know exactly what time it is for you, but if you have too much longer to go in the night, it's never a bad idea, Well, in moderation, it's not a bad idea. I should specify. Alright, Twitch is going to be stubborn with that ad. Unfortunate, but what can you do? That is kind of one thing that part of me regrets about Twitch's like affiliate program or whatever, is you're forced to run ads, and I just don't like them, personally. if I'm trying to tune in to somebody that I want to support, I'm really not here to listen to Apple trying to tell me about their newest sick racing games on their platform. I'm not here for that. I have meal prep burrito in the freezer. I just forgot it's about 1:30 a.m. Okay. I mean, I guess it depends on how long you plan on staying up for then. Because that's tricky. Like a whole burrito? I guess it depends on how long you plan on staying up for. Then again, like, thinking about it from my perspective, I probably would just eat the burrito. So, rest of the night, I do not sleep. Oh, okay. You know, I'm not going to be a hypocrite here and tell you that you should probably sleep because I also have those nights. Um, More often than I care for, realistically. I do kind of have some sleep deprivation issues, and they actually don't tie into screen time as much as I first thought they did. A lot of times I will actually shut down my screens really early and just, crash and try not to think about anything, and yet I will end up awake for like hours straight, just unable to sleep because my brain refuses to slow down. And realistically, it's something I should probably look into at some point. But again, one of those things where bills need to get paid, amount of time that I have to do just about anything else seems to be, you know, this small. But, it is what it is. I've kind of learned to live with it. It's something that I've been, tossing with back and forth for a good couple of years, honestly. So I'm used to not having all of the sleep that I need, but my body tends to compensate pretty well. And then on the days it doesn't, I'm just like, Red Bull. No, I mean not specifically Red Bull. I do actually tend to like a good amount of a few energy drinks personally. I don't do them very often because again, my body tends to handle it well. They're more of an emergency supplement for me, and I would definitely like to keep it that way because I used to be really reliant on caffeine, and let me tell you, it's not a life to live. Feel that I've had a few sleep studies done, never found anything. I was switching meds off and on until I just learned to ball. That's real. The only sleep study I ever did was back when my tonsils and adenoids were inflamed, but that was when I was much, much younger. That is how they finally figured that out, though, because I was actually having sleep apnea and just completely ceasing to breathe in the middle of the night, which, that would scare any parent, realistically. So, that got taken care of, got them surgically removed, couldn't eat anything but, like, pudding and, soup. That was crappy. God says no air. Yeah, realistically, that was how it was. But I have not had apnea issues ever since. The sleep issues have never been apnea related since, luckily enough. My breathing is fine. Yeah, and I actually did have like asthma and stuff like that before I had my tonsils and adenoids removed too. So it's possible that that situation was actually related at the time. It's fun to think about. Also had allergies. Seasonal ones, but allergies nonetheless. And I haven't taken loratadine or anything like that in quite a few years now. Because I've never really needed it. So hey, it's something. Ooh, I have fun health issues dealt with now. Want to hear them? You know what? Go for it. Why not? Let's have the list. When my dad was still around, he had like the longest medical list known to man. Like this dude had a combination of things that I do not think any human should realistically be able to deal with. Like, we're talking degenerative disc, we're talking asthma, just. I don't even remember half the stuff that was on that list. But, like, he couldn't leave the house, he could barely get off the couch to do many things. And just. He would also refuse to go to the doctor a lot of times, so, like, half of his issues ended up getting worse because he wouldn't deal with them. Because God forbid anybody with half an inkling of pride tries to go to the doctor. If you ever have to deal with somebody who thinks going to the doctor is going to hurt their pride, just do not waste a breath. I'm sorry. You will spend more of your years of life trying to get them to understand why exactly you're saying what you're saying. The doctor is not a sign of weakness. Just being honest. I had brain surgery for a pituitary tumor, which gave me like a list of trash. Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about brain surgery for the record. I mean, I'm obviously no doctor, but I can imagine that surgery on something that important could definitely lead to a few things depending on what kind of surgery it was. Hopefully nothing too serious though. I mean, you seem to, like you said, you've dealt with it, so hopefully nothing that's, impacting you too badly. Wow. Not gonna lie, I did not expect that I would be able to, like, continuously yap for just 38 minutes straight, but here we are. But hey, that's okay. It's a sign of progress. It used to be that I really just could not bring myself to talk for long periods of time, and I would just lose my energy so fast. And I'm so glad that I'm starting to move past that. Like, I'm not gonna say it's perfect on some days. I do definitely feel like the drain sometimes where I'm just talking constantly and constantly, constantly. But it is also a lot easier when you have people to bounce things off of, right? Like, when you're having a conversation, it makes it easy. Very. When I was first getting checked out, the doctor brought in a group of doctors because I was rare. Oh. Oh, fun. If there's one thing I've heard plenty about, it's when people have rare cases. Yeah, my dad was definitely one of those. And I can, from at least our family's experience of having to deal with the entirety of the procedures involving that scenario, I can only imagine that was super fun for you, and I am so sorry. My God. Our bodies are strange. That is what I have to say on that matter. Like, some of us just have to deal with a nerf from the beginning, or like the beginning of time. My nerf was, well, I mean, it's not considered what it was called back then anymore. It's basically autism now, but mine is the kind of autism that I get to kind of trade, right? The trade offer here is I get extremely advanced brain functions in the case that I can do any sort of arithmetic, any sort of just calculation. Like, I can do so much with my brain, right? But on the other hand, I lose basically any capacity to be a functional member of society. The amount of social anxiety that I have in real life is immense. Like, and I've done a lot of work throughout my life to mask it, to make it not as prominent. But at the end of the day, I absolutely do not like talking face to face with people. It really does get awkward so fast for me. Especially if it's a group of people. The more people there are, the more I just want to become a ball. Like, not even like roll up into it. Just become a ball and bounce away. That is the kind of feeling I get. And I know there's a lot of people that deal with that sort of thing, right? But it's just, it feels so amplified to me. And I don't know. I've gotten decent at handling it. A lot of people have told me that they don't see the autism at a first glance, and it's just like, that's just because I've had a lot of practice. Yeah. But I'd like to think that I have made enough strides in my life that, it's not really affecting me all that much. Even the positives of having it, realistically, haven't really helped me all that much, at least in recent times. So, I'd say I'm pretty normal, quote unquote. If by normal you mean a bunny. But Oh. That's another thing I kind of want to do, just completely off topic at this point, but I want to see if I can figure out the whole Twitch VOD track nonsense and all of that, because I would realistically like to be able to listen to other music than just royalty-free stuff. And I know there is a way to exclude the music track from like Twitch VODs, and it makes it so that you don't get struck as often for that stuff. I will have to look into exactly how that's done at some point. I'm not sure how I'd make that work for YouTube though. Because I think YouTube just does like a strict recording, and that is the quote unquote VOD. So it would probably be a little different for over there. Unless I'm completely misunderstanding how that works, which is also very possible. Speaking of which, Zero, if you're still here, how is the stream over on YouTube? This is my first time trying the shorts format, so I just wanted to make sure like the audio balancing and all of that's still good. Because I do kind of wing a lot of things, I'm not gonna lie. So if it wasn't good, I would not be that surprised by it. It good, I found it on my phone and then switched to my laptop? Okay, solid, solid. Yeah, no, I had seen a couple of posts from people on socials and then a couple of my friends that I confirmed with after the fact. Apparently YouTube Shorts is just slightly better than regular YouTube streams when it comes to live content specifically. Why that is in my opinion probably the whole like, recent TikTok and short scrolling that is basically on every social ever at this point. So it makes sense to me. It's just I definitely had never done uh, doing both, because I'm also streaming on Twitch right now, but over there I'm doing the horizontal thing. And basically I have two like windows going on at the same time. It looks really cool on my end, but I definitely had to like finagle with it for a good hour before I even went live. So I'm glad it's working. That's good. I feel like the chat's a little small though, like the displayed one. Purple for the win? Oh no. Are we going platform wars? Is that what's going on here? Oh yeah, thinking about it, I do probably need to figure out how to add the identifiers because I think there was a thing recently that I read that apparently Twitch doesn't like it when it's a merged chat and you can't tell which platform they're posting from. So I probably do need to fix that, actually. Oh, is that going to be a quick fix, or is that going to be a get confused kind of fix? I feel like I already know the answer to that, and I don't know if I like it. Okay, chat has vanished. It will repopulate as people post, but I think I got it? I could be wrong. Listen, if you know anything about me and my ability to do content, is that there's a very high chance I'm wrong. All the time. Alright, so, okay, yep. It does show the Twitch icon next to my name there. Now let's go ahead and make the test post over here. See how that does. Yep, okay. Alright. We have the platform icons. Hopefully that will keep me from getting absolutely destroyed by Twitch. I don't actually think YouTube cares. Like, I've heard nothing about YouTube, like, striking channels or stuff like that over the platform chats, so. This platform does some interesting things. That's all I'm gonna say. You do you, Twitch, but that's okay. Yeah, I wonder if there's some way I can make this chat larger on that side though. Only because it looks kind of small in the preview. Well, let me look back at the actual stream. Yeah, no, that is small. Another fun health thing is I had something called panda syndrome, which every time I got strep throat, I would like go crazy, going dead quiet and locking myself in rooms. I was 9. Okay, fair enough. But panda syndrome, huh? That's, I mean, that's a very interesting name. Why is it called? Hold on. Uh, I'm curious enough. Okay, okay, I see. I understand. Pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorders associated with streptococcal infections. Why? That is so long. No, it's not even pandas, it's pandasci. They capitalize infections too. They're just being picky for no reason, but sure. But yeah, a condition where children develop sudden or significant changes in neuropsychiatric symptoms such as OCD, anxiety, or motor tics following a strep infection. Okay, well, that would explain the locking self in rooms thing. Yeah, yep. Wow. Huh. Yeah, sudden onset of symptoms after strep infection. Treatment typically involves antibiotics, anti-inflammatory, immunotherapy, psychotherapy, or tonsil surgery. Huh. Wow. Okay. In pandas is not a permanent condition, but it can have a significant impact. Fair enough. See, there's just so many interesting things in like the medical world that somebody could just have. Just out of nowhere. They're both strange in their own ways. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, Twitch has had a lot of things going on lately, though. And if you've been keeping up with that a little bit, you kind of understand. I won't go too much into detail on that. I'm sure it's been talked about to death at this point. But, you know, there's a lot of things this platform could be doing better. One thing I will bring up is the whole lurkers not counting as viewers thing. That is affecting a lot of people right now, not necessarily myself. I don't really see any changes on my end, but there are a lot of people that are suffering from that right now. Like a couple people going from hundreds of viewers to tens, if not single digits, just because people are lurking. And I don't like that. I feel like lurkers are just as important as the people who talk. But I'm echoing. I'm part of the echo chamber on that one. Everyone else has already said that, so I'm not going to go too much into detail. Change of topic. Ever play The Binding of Isaac? Absolutely. Yes, I have played The Binding of Isaac. I have played. Let me look back at this so that I'm not making a fool out of myself when I say the name of the pack wrong, because I probably will. Are you? Yeah, so I've played Binding of Isaac, I have played Binding of Isaac Rebirth, I have played a small amount of Afterbirth. I never got the chance to play Repentance, unfortunately. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I own Afterbirth on Steam. I think I only have up to Rebirth, if memory serves. Let me look. Store page. Let me immediately mute the trailer that's bound to pop up. There we go. Oh, wait. Maybe I do have Afterbirth. Okay, no, I have Rebirth, Afterbirth, and Afterbirth Plus. Okay, so I am only missing Repentance now. So that's the only one I need, and that in and of itself is unfortunately $15. That's okay. That's alright. Eventually, I probably will, just because The Binding of Isaac is a really fun game, and I have played more than my fair share of it. So it is something that I plan on at some point in the future. I still haven't fully beaten that game. Like, I think I have 302 achievements out of... How many are there? Let me look. Yeah, 302 out of 641. So I don't even have half of the achievements available in that game yet. So that's saying a lot. But yeah, eventually we'll get there. Just not there quite yet. It's a blast. It's so much fun, worth every cent if you have the time. Oh, trust me, I know. I'm working with like 500 hours, and I'm nowhere near beating it. Okay, you know what, valid. According to Steam, I've only played it about 28 hours, so I could be doing a lot better. I mean, shoot, when was the last time I unlocked an achievement in this game? Let's look at that. 2023. I either haven't played this game or haven't done well in this game since 2023. And we're talking January. Oops. Might be a bit higher on the list than I thought at first. To be fair, I'm going for 100%. I respect that. There are a lot of games that I like doing that for, so I can realistically get that quite a bit. There's not a whole lot of games that I can think of that I have 100% for. Not that I really care for, in a sense, though. Here, let me do a real quick scroll through, because I know I have a couple. Skullgirl Second Encore. Okay, so Skullgirl Second Encore. I don't actually have 100% achievements on that. This is nice. Love talking to you. Made my night. Thank you so much, Zero. That means a lot to hear. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, so I don't have 100% on Skullgirls, but I do have the level 5 trading card badge on this game. That was probably the first time I ever tried grinding out a badge. And I don't know what took me over on that one, but I did manage to get there, and I didn't actually spend on the trading cards either. Like, I just traded my way there. It was so fun. Happy dancing in my room right now. Well, again, I really do appreciate it. It's nice that I'm able to, you know, give some people a place to just kind of be themselves for a while. And that's what I'm aiming for. So I hope you're enjoying your time here, really. One shots. Yeah, okay, so one shot I have all achievements, but there's only 11, so not a big brag, but one shot's a really good game. Just saying, if anyone wants to play that, don't blame them. How much is it right now? It's almost always on sale. Okay, it's not on sale right now, but only $10? It's pretty good. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah, and then there's the World Machine. The World Machine Edition. Did I don't think I've played the World Machine Edition. Was there anything different to that? Hold on. New for World Machine Edition. Gallery, wallpapers, music box, support for Steam Deck, analog movement. Okay, no. So they didn't actually add any new content, it looks like. It's just extra stuff. Okay, good. Thank you. The first game I got all the stuff for is Minecraft, not the hardest game to do. I do respect it, though. I personally could never get into Minecraft. I don't know exactly what it is about the game, but I just could not get into it. And I get that that's weird to say in the current landscape of games, because almost everybody plays Minecraft, right? Like, it is just one of those things that almost has something for everybody. But I've never managed to find my thing. Like, and I'm not writing it off. Maybe I will eventually, but at least for now, I can't really find anything in it. So, I guess we'll see as time goes, because I really do... I like some Minecraft content creators, like watching people play Minecraft in certain scenarios is fun. Like, I know a couple of content creators that I watch pretty constantly that'll, like, pull Minecraft out of their back pocket, and, you know, they just make it as enjoyable as the rest of their other content. Like, if you know good old Daniel Failboat, he actually pulled Minecraft out, like, once for a video, and it was enjoyable enough. So I'm not saying that I don't enjoy Minecraft as, like, an entity. It's just that as a game that I've tried to play, I can never really click with it. Not me scrolling through my Steam library to see which games I have 100%ed. Yo, Sufi, welcome in. Hope you're having a lovely day, night, whatever time it might be for you. Time zones are weird, but welcome in. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of it either. One of my friends roped me into grinding for 100%. Ah, I see. It's one of those. Fair enough. And I mean, who knows? Maybe you will find whatever most interests you in the game as you're, like, trying to play it, so. I don't know. I mean, again, it's worth trying, if nothing else. I did, and it just didn't click. Okay, I have 100% at Clover Pit, but we knew that. We love gambling. Let's go gambling. Alright. For the record, we love virtual, not actual money gambling. Gambling with real money is scary, and I think people take it too seriously. Who was a kid, just got bored, and yes, gambling. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Clover Pit, but Roguelite Slot Machine just hit different. Also, rate Minecraft from 1 to 10. Okay, so you gotta understand this is my personal rating as what I thought of it playing the game myself. I would have to give it a solid 4. Again, it is really fun to watch other people play it in certain conditions. For me. But playing it, I get bored so fast. And that, I think that speaks more to my aversion when it comes to the survival genre. Because I don't really like survival games all that much either. Like things like, let me think here. What are some good examples? Rust. Can never get into that. Escape from Tarkov. Not my juice. There's just something with me in survival games. I feel like things get just slightly too repetitive at some points. And it annoys me. And then, like, resource management, too. I absolutely just... It irks me to a degree. Now, one exception to the resource management part, at least, Cult of the Lamb. And the only reason it, like, didn't really turn me off immediately is because Cult of the Lamb isn't just a resource management game. It is also, you know, a roguelike, like, action slash... You know, it's a unique experience in and of itself. And plus it has a story, it has a lot of content, and they keep throwing more into it, like almost every half year, if not sooner. So, Cult of the Lamb is one of those things that I do not mind going back to every now and again, because it's just fun. And plus, there are some ways that you can just turn off the resource management, and I will admit that is when I enjoy the game the most. Is when I'm only playing the roguelike part of it. But it is a good game in and of itself. Still have my world that I started in 2012. Wow. Okay, but like, what about SMBU? Okay, just to make sure we're talking about the same game, are we talking about Super Mario Brothers for the Wii U? Or are we talking the same game? No, I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. Do not take me seriously. Yeah, no, so the abbreviation I'm used to seeing for that one is SSBU, for the record. But Smash? Oh boy. I actually do come from a slightly competitive background in that game. We did have a local scene close to where I live not too long ago. Unfortunately, that local scene has disbanded since a couple of years ago. But I actually was doing pretty good back then. I main Jigglypuff for the record. Absolutely love that Pokemon. It is my top one. That will never change. But yeah, no, I've been playing Jigglypuff since Melee. Like, I refuse to play any other character. No, I play Kirby. Kirby's my secondary, for the record, if that means anything. Like, I do like Kirby because there are just some matchups that they do better in my opinion. Now, Jigglypuff, I feel like I forgot my name. Trying to process that statement. On my end, it says Sufi Darwizi. I do not know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm really good at butchering names. Feel free to yell at me if I did. I play Kirby. I did read that already. But yeah, no. So the thing with Jigglypuff, right, is at least nowadays it's not so much a problem, but back when Ultimate was like first really getting started, a lot of people kind of gave Jigglypuff a lot of problems. But Jigglypuff is actually a really good character if you know exactly what you're doing. Dumped like 1,000 hours in and just started playing him because it would make people mad by getting beat by the pink ball. Okay, so that's the really fun thing about Jigglypuff in general. If you really want to see your opponent get frustrated, especially if they're like low to mid level, you just beat them with Jigs, because there's just something about seeing either a person lose their shield or get rest comboed at 30 to lose their stock. Some people just cannot handle that, and it's hilarious. But once you get like past the low mid level though, people actually start understanding that you're playing Jigglypuff and that there are some things you just don't do versus the character, and then your time does become a little harder. But it is really fun. Just Jigglypuff is definitely a scrub destroyer in the right hands, in my opinion. But I actually did pretty good for my scene. I didn't necessarily make PR all that much. I think I made it once before we ended up shutting down shop for our locals. But wait, what are we talking about right now? Smash. Zero had brought up Smash Ultimate, and it is a game that I kind of used to play competitively. I don't play it very much anymore, simply because no local scene, and I hate the Wi-Fi code in that game. Absolutely despise it, so I just don't touch it anymore. But yeah, I made PR once, and fun fact though, back in June of this year, I took my vacation from work and actually went back up to Maine to attend a convention that was going on there. Not a big one or anything, just one that I've had a little bit of background with and wanted to visit again. And I happened to just kind of... Well, there was a Smash tournament going on as part of the convention. I didn't enter that, but I did participate in like the friendlies they had around it. And come to find out that I ended up playing like a long session of friendlies against the number 3 PR of the entire state, and had a positive win record on the dude. So, apparently, not making PR in my local scene equates to almost completely overwhelming the PR of a different state. So hey, I guess. Jigglypuff wins. For me, it was just using hammer to break shields with the double swing in the air. That sounds fun. I definitely don't use side B very much with Kirby, I will be fully honest. My main go-to when it comes to Kirby was just trying my best to get strings going and keeping the opponent in the air as long as possible. Because Kirby really does excel at that. Oh no, it sucks. Yeah, well... a lot of moves in Smash that involve any sort of chargeability, for some odd reason, just aren't super viable in the long run. I don't know exactly what causes that, but it does seem to be the general vibe. But yeah, no, I played Jigs, Kirby, and then on like the very, very extreme edge cases, I would play Captain Falcon. And Falcon would only ever come out when I needed the type of character that just did not care about what the opponent was doing at the time and just needed to be in. And those situations didn't come up super often, but there were some players that I ended up against that they were just a wall, basically. Like, once you broke through their defenses, they had a really hard time getting you back out. But it was breaking through those defenses that was the problem. It was Kirby and Sheik. Oof. You know, it is unfortunate how much Sheik changed between 4 and Ultimate. I really do think Sheik was in a really good spot in the previous game, and then it just kind of fell apart in Ultimate. I haven't seen like any good Sheiks in Ultimate, and it's so sad. I mean, shoot, even Void, like the best Sheik in Smash 4, I don't think he even still played the character like a month and a half after the game came out. So, it is what it is, right? But still, like, you hate to see it in a sense. Now, I do gotta wonder though, now that the Switch 2 is out, I wonder if we're gonna see like a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Smash of some sort, and what that would look like. Not necessarily new characters or anything, like I'm not expecting that. Sakurai's already kind of put that in the ground, like we're not getting new characters. But, it would be interesting to see what they decide to do, like, maybe assist trophies or, just some side content of sorts. Hi again. That is kind of cool though, that like there's some reactions that can be used on like the short side of things. The only thing is I don't know why those don't show up in like the on-screen chat. Because I feel like that would be, good to have. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe there is something I have to enable for that, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that a little more. Because I do kind of want to do this format for YouTube going forward. Because it does seem to be working well enough. Okay, just getting a good stretch in, folks. Give me 1 second. I get stiff a little easily if I'm not like constantly doing something, which right now it's talking. So my jaw is getting a good workout, but not a whole lot of anything else. Looking for clips my cousin posted on YouTube. Oh, okay. I do definitely need to like look back at some of my previous stuff and see if I can make some new clips out of any of it, because I actually just purged a lot of mine off of Twitch not too long ago, mainly because a lot of it was, just really old content that doesn't really line up with what I try and do nowadays. So I kind of wanted to give myself a fresh start on that. Not that that stuff isn't like available elsewhere, but at least as far as like on the page itself, I wanted to keep it a little more consistent. That's another thing I need to work on, thinking about it. So, for those of you who may not know a whole lot about how the content creation side of YouTube goes, apparently you need to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to raid other channels for lives, which just seems like such an arbitrary gate to me. Like, why make it so that a person needs a certain amount of subscribers to be able to share the love that they're getting from their stream, It doesn't sit well with me, but it is one of those things I can't really change. It's been around for a while, and it hasn't really shown any signs that people want it to change. So I just need to adapt and get popular, apparently. But I would like to be able to do things like raid parties and stuff like that eventually, because being able to make a community that wants to support each other means also supporting other communities, you know? And for there to be a gate from doing that sucks a little bit, you know? That's why I kind of like how Twitch handles it. Also, Devin, hi! Welcome in, buddy. How are you doing? Hope you're having a lovely day. Hope you're staying hydrated, staying fed. Do you stream today at all? I haven't exactly been on very long, so I haven't been able to check up on what people have been doing. I came home from work, had dinner, and immediately jumped into preparing for today. I am all over the place, but that's okay. Alright. But yeah, so I kind of like how Twitch handles it, though, the whole rating system, in that you don't have to have a certain amount. You can just decide, we're going to this person. You type it in, you send them over, and that's it. It's so simple, and it's just such a good way to support the people around you who are trying to do the same thing. So, you know, I will eventually, I'm sure, get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and this entire little rant will become completely irrelevant, right? But at least for the moment, it's one of those things where I have really good days on YouTube. Like, there was a day, not even a week ago, where according to my post-stream analytics, I had peak concurrent of 109 people. I have no idea where half of those people came from, do not ask me. But they were there. But I wasn't able to do anything with that. And I really did want to, but I couldn't, because 1,000 subscriber gate. I'm okay, I take weekends off streaming. I knew that. I knew that. I have literally read this on social media. How did I... It's fine. It's not, but I will remember now. At least fingers crossed. I should remember now. My bad. My bad. For those of you who don't know, over on Twitch, Devin T. Legend, the original Dub City Master, he is one of the, honestly, the most fun content creators I've ever had the pleasure of watching. He makes everything he does a performance, and it is inspiring in a lot of ways. The amount of effects that he has on a stream, the amount of things that he knows how to do astounds me on a daily. So, if you would not mind popping over and giving him a follow, I would so appreciate it. He is worthy of all the support. And again, it just inspires me almost every day. Good, haha. Tuesdays, Wednesdays evening are my only guaranteed. On weekends, everybody streams, stresses me out, and I also have work, family obligations on weekends. Makes sense. Thanks, I'm super proud of the 200 plus live VFX I have, and you should be. Again, it makes it so fun to be there. I cannot stress that enough, dude. The Dub City stuff really, it makes me want to figure that sort of stuff out eventually. And as much as I'm sure I will, it's going to take time, and I'm sure you've put in more than enough time. I found the clips. Okay. If you want to go ahead and share them with me, I do not mind. I'll go ahead and give them a quick peek, see what they're about. Alright, let's see. Wow, it is 1:16. Woo! I'm always happy to teach, free of charge. I just love helping. There may be a day where I come to you for that. Absolutely. How do I post links? I think you should be able to post them in the chat. I'm not entirely certain. I don't think I have any auto mod stuff going right now. Let me double check that actually. Botrix may just snipe it down. Actually thinking about it. Oh, let's see. Just gonna quickly open that up to make sure. Or is it even gonna let me go in? I'm trying. I'm really trying. It's easier than you think. That's fair. There are definitely a lot of things that are probably like that. I get scared looking at some things, that's for sure. Alerts widget, chatbot. Let me look at the chatbot, see if it does anything. Protection against links. Okay, hold on. I will temporarily turn that off. Okay. Go ahead and try it now, Zero. I think it should work. I am watching with bated breath in the hopes that things work the way they should. Yeah, usually over on Twitch, it's literally just copy paste on these things. Did it twice. Uh-oh. That's weird. It's not showing me. That's odd. Moderation activity? Yeah, that's odd. It's not even showing the post at all. Huh. Hmm. YouTube confuses me. I can just give you the channel name. That'll work. That would work just fine. I guess I'll turn that back on then, since apparently trying to post links just doesn't do anything on YouTube. Okay, one sec. Gotcha. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Today was just really weird work day. It's that place gives me a headache on the best of days, but like today it was just man. So like the way we have to like balance out the financials at the end of the night is very specific in how we go about things. And a mistake was made before my shift even started that snowballed throughout the day to the point where when I was closing the store tonight, I had to do so much to fix it. I did it relatively fast because it's one of those things where it's definitely not the first time I've had to fix something similar, but it's annoying in a sense. Like, we're told how to do these things pretty, like, step by step, right? And yet, somehow, some way, people mess it up more often than you think. And as the person who's the most comfortable with the cash in the store and the finances and all of that, I'm always the one that ends up fixing it. So it's just, I'll have to do it again. Absolutely, there's no escape. But I hope one of these days people will pay attention to the training and just follow it. That's all I can ask. But that's alright. That's life, right? Ooh. Yes, now it's kind of getting to the point, temperature-wise, around where I live, that I need to start breaking out the heated gear and all of that. Which, speaking of which, I do need to figure out where my heated gloves went to. Because I bought a heated jacket and heated gloves last year, specifically for the winter, and they both did really well. I sure would hope so. They were $100 each. But I haven't needed them again because, it got warmer out, as it does. Now that we're starting to get colder again, though, I found my heated jacket well enough, but the gloves seem to be playing an advanced game of hide and seek, and I'm losing. KK the Gaming Musician. That's a fun name. Okay. Hold on a minute. Just going to go ahead and pull that up real fast. KK. I am a huge fan of indie rock and big band jazz fusion. Oh, for shorts I play Smash. Okay, that makes sense why you sent this then. Okay, hold on. Yo, I see a Kirby. I see a Kirby. Hold on, hold on. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the music. So one where Link through Mom, I was Link, and there's another one called This Kirby's Too Good. Yeah, that's the one I was just about to look at. So hold on, let me just go ahead and add that to the stream real fast. I might be about to sneeze, so if I mute up real quick, that's probably why. My nose is playing tricks on me, and I do not like it. Alright, hold on. Let's see. I think it's window capture. Okay. Now to try and, like, cut things around. Woohoo! Y'all get to see my process live on stream. There we go. That works. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and put that. Trying to make it fit. Give me a moment. Think. Yeah, right about there works. And then for this one, if it'll let me do the thing, there we go. Probably just Spando Patronum. You're doing great, thank you. I appreciate the support. Alright, there we go. That should work, right? Realistically. Alright, let's go ahead and play it and hope this doesn't blow my ears off. Oh, it's muted. Okay, got some fairs going. Okay, hold on, we're using Nair. We like that. Okay. Using F-throw at high percents is unique. Good parry and down smash. I like that. It was like, I think a year ago too. Okay. Just watching this out, seeing how it goes. Oh, that was an interesting cut. We love down air smikes in this house. Oh, yep. Oh, lordy. Yeah, so I understand that. So basically, the instant you tried getting out of stone is when you got hit by the bomb, thus eating your input. Yeah, that will happen. Yep. Big pain. Agreed, agreed. Yeah, when you want to get out of stone, realistically, I do recommend mashing the input. Just up until you actually see, like, the stone split. Otherwise, that happens. Someone that understands my pain, absolutely. I gotta say, though, that parry into down smash, correct option. I like that. Alright, I'm gonna back up one, see what the other one you said was. Link. Lonk. Where is Lonk? I don't think it would be the 4-player one, right? Hold on. I will find this. I will find this. Oh, phase 3 bomb. Found it. I say now I do not play Lunk and no it's not. Wait, is this not the right one? Hold on. Oh, okay, here, I get it. It is? Oh, okay, okay, just making sure. I meant for the four-player one. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so I missed what happened again. Hold on, I'm watching this time. I really am. Oh yeah, isn't that is supposed to be like a contact type, right? Like if it hits you, it's supposed to go off, right? Again, do not know much about me fighter or me gunner. Me's in general, I do not know much. So yeah, if that's a contact type, I wonder. Or is it really that he just stepped over it? The Z-axis is really weird. Like, don't get me wrong. Z-axis stuff is always just so weird. Yes, we were both laughing at it. Got it, okay. Yeah, so what I think happened there was probably Z-axis nonsense. Because from the looks of things, Link's foot is behind where the bomb is. And I think the other one wasn't going to come into contact with it either. So yeah, you use Z-axis. That could be the cause. Just found it fun. Yeah, no, trust me, it is. It's funny in the moment, absolutely. Just in my brain, I'm like, okay, there's reasons. Nothing in this funny little game happens without a reason. I have found this to be true. Alright, there we go. We'll go ahead and bring the music back into play. Let's go, still lost. Yeah. It'd be that way sometimes for real. But that's okay. We all play for the love of the game, right? I definitely haven't played competitively in a while. If locals were ever to come back in my area, I would consider doing it again. But I don't think they will. Unfortunately, the interest in my area kind of dwindled, and more people tend to just go upstate whenever they want to play the game competitively, because there's plenty of stuff up north in this state. I'll have to post my own clips sometime, but yes, see, hard mains me Gunner and I hard main Kirby. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, I've known a couple of people who have played Mii's on occasion, but I never really fought them. And for some odd reason, it would always come out that they were somewhere else in bracket, and they never made it to where I ended up. So, I mean, blessing and a curse, I guess. Because, I mean, I never really fought a Mii that, you know, I had to, like, really think too much about. But if I ever did, I definitely wouldn't have had the experience to go, oh, that's how that works. I would have died so fast. Okay. Oh, just gonna get some stretchies. All the stretchies. Friendly reminder to anyone who might be watching, if you haven't hydrated lately, now may be a very good time to do so. You never know. If you haven't eaten recently, depending on what time it might be for you, think about it. It's never a hard thing to go about doing. Even if it's just like, you know, a couple crackers and some water. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Just something to keep your body satisfied. Obviously, make sure to eat some good meals when the time comes, though. He's really good. We both sadly slowed down because of family issues and because we're both busy. That is valid. Yeah, that's part of why I'm not even sure if I would come back to doing locals if they ever came back, is mainly because I work so much now. Like, 5 days out of the week, I am stuck at work for most of my day. Like, at the end of the day, am I really going to want to sacrifice, like, one of the 2 days I have left to basically dedicate most of my day to playing one video game? Like, I said this earlier during the beginning of the stream, but I am the type of person that if I play one video game for too long, I start losing energy really fast. Like, I'm good at short bursts of gaming. Like, 2 to 3 hours, I'm vibing, you know? But if I try and play, like, 6 hours of one game, like, some days it works, but we had them either. Like, some days I would just sit it out and just watch and just talk to the people who are there. Yeah, see, I would rather draw most of the time. And you know what? I respect that too. Not gonna lie, artists, I respect that field so much. I used to do like some minor graphic design. We're talking like social media design type stuff, making banners and such. I did a couple Twitch overlays, but none of them were really that good. But I did want to dedicate time to that once, but eventually it kind of got to the point where, again, just lack of time. I would like to go back to that at some point, but I gotta like choose my battles, you know? There's a lot of things. Just there's only so much of me to go around, and there's a whole lot I want to do with that. Like, I want to do game design. I want to do graphic design. I want to do streaming. I've got all of these big dreams, and there's only so much dream we can fit into this bunny body. I'm not gonna lie. But that's fine. I think right now I take it one thing at a time, really focus in on this, and we'll see what else I decide to do going forward. So far, I've been drawing on paper for like 2 years. I also want to build a persona and draw them for other people. That is cool. I know a lot of people who do that sort of thing, and it's just being able to express the ideas that form in your head in a physical format is just so cool to me. Because I have a really active imagination myself. Like, I can visualize so many things in my head, but if I try and replicate them in any way, shape, or form, they are not going to come out as good as they are in my head, ever. And I don't know, it's really cool to see people that can do that, that really were able to nail it down, in a sense. And maybe I'll get there someday too, but it's just cool, you know? It really is. I know eventually, I mean, I can't do this right now because money is a thing, and unfortunately not one I have a lot of, but I would love to get things like art and such done of my character, really. Like, I can't even really call my bunny a character. Like, it's a second skin to me. It really has become like that over this past year. And I cannot see myself outside of it anymore, you know? So I really do love my model, and I hope that one day I can get it working in like VC Face or something like that, because it works in VR chat well enough, but there are some things I'd like to be able to do with it that just you can't using selfie expressions. In all fairness, selfie expressions is still rather new. Like, it's not very advanced. As you can tell, it's not always tracking my mouth movements and such like that, where VC Face is a lot better at doing that sort of thing. Also, the hand tracking on selfie expressions, do not even get me started. There's a reason you don't see my hands go up above where they are right now, and that's because they're staying there. Selfie expressions does not do a good job, unfortunately. But eventually I would like to make my VR chat model into a more expressive VTuber model, but if you know anything about how much that costs, that's a bit of ways out. But that's okay, too. Words. Throws chainsaw and crab? No! I didn't expect the crab to return, but here they are. Oh, I didn't expect the chainsaw, though. I blocked that. How do you block a chainsaw? Easy. You grab a tree and throw it at it. I just happen to have a tree lying nearby. Maybe here in a few months, once I get a little better at my drawing tablet, I can draw. I appreciate the offer. I will say for the record that if we ever get to that point, I would love to pay you to do so. I have a few too many friends that threaten me with free art and such, and constantly I have to be like, I love you, but calm down. Let me support you. At least it's not a knife-wielding crab this time. True! I can at least take that W. The model I have, I've used for a few years now, and while it's not amazing, it's also become me, and have never seen anyone use it either. I know it's free. See, exactly. That's my point. Zero. There are too many. I will pay you. The most dangerous art friend is the one that'll do. Shh. No, none of that. I will be fully honest. Like, I will be fully forthcoming. I do not foresee myself ever wanting to participate in that side of artistic expression with my content. I just don't see it. I will stay the pure Benoit as far as my content goes. I'll put it that way. I do know what you mean, though. I do. But no, you are right, though. Basically, the most dangerous friends are the ones that'll do drawings for free in general. I sell 2 hearts for Prim, and I'm gonna find you. Proceeds to release the electric gremlins into my No, I only just recently got this PC. Don't do that to me. I mean, shoot, how long have I had this PC? It's barely been 2 months at this point, I think. But yeah, no, I actually got myself a new PC recently, for the record. It is on like payments. I do not have the money to build a good PC from like scratch on my own income. I work retail. That's never happening. But I have it on payments. They're actually relatively reasonable payments. I'll be paying it off for like 4 years, but again, reasonable. It's a Radeon RX 9070 XT, Ryzen 9 7900X processor, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, and 2 terabytes of NVMe SSD storage. So it works. Alright, had a great night with draw next week. Do you have any socials I can send them to? Absolutely, I do. I do not have the command set up on YouTube, I do not think, but basically I'm Cast the Benoit everywhere. So basically, just take my username and throw it into X, and you'll find me. Here, I'll try and post a link and watch YouTube eat it, because apparently posting links is illegal. Well, I mean, I posted it, except I completely forgot the right icon to go after the HTTPS. Wow. You did it. Hold on. Try that again, except maybe with the right icon this time. There we go. Showed up the link, thank you. No problem. I got it right this time. Wow. I don't think I have ever put HTTPS semicolon before. I guess it's the first time for everything, but yikes. Crazy. Oh, but no, I mean, my PC's pretty good though. Like, I don't have any complaints with it. I mean, the payments, sure, kinda sucks. But I'll get it paid off eventually. I'm not that worried. At the end of the day, I have something that can run what I want to do. Because before, I couldn't do VTubing. Like, I tried to do it, and my computer just wouldn't keep up. Oh. So it is really nice that I'm able to do this sort of thing now. Hold on a minute here. Just noticed something was kind of bugging out on the back end of one of my things. Seems to be good, though. Yeah, according to my streaming software, bitrate was kind of going nutty for a second, but everything seems to be back, so we're good. I have to make an X account, but have a great night. I'll look for more streams and all. It's almost like 3 a.m., so I'm going to go make food, then draw till I feel like sleeping. That is fair and understandable. You take it easy. Definitely get yourself some good food, some good drink, and I'll be a hypocrite for a second. Don't stay up too long drawing if you can help it, but you know, you and I, we both know, probably not going to happen. But hopefully when you do get to sleep, it is restful enough for you. I do hope to see you again. Thank you for coming through. I hope you have a wonderful night. All right. Okay, I'm gonna give Twitch its due time. All right, thank you. Stay safe, and I'll try and sleep. I don't work till 5 p.m., so I can sleep in. That's a good kind of day then. Like you can stay up relatively reasonably when you don't have to be into work that fast. I go into work roughly around 1:15 p.m. every day, so I tend to get up at 11:15 a.m. for those shifts. Because of that, I tend to try and make sure I'm in bed by 3:15 a.m. at the latest for the 8 hours, right? Excuse me. And because of that, I would like to do like longer streams eventually, but for that to happen, I would need to either cut into my own sleep or work less, which bills. So might be a while before that one, but you know, you never really know what the future holds up until the future comes and smacks you in the face, right? So maybe someday. Fingers crossed is all I can say on that one, right? Alright. That being said, though, it is actually around the time I planned on sending out a raid on the Twitch side of things. So I do want to go ahead and look into who else we can support for tonight. So just give me one moment here. I actually did have an idea for who here. Fair, alright, goodbye. Also, let me send you money. Listen. I never expect donations, right? That is something that realistically I want people to be able to spend their money on things that will benefit them in the future first before ever worrying about me. Because at the end of the day, I do pay my bills, right? My bills are not so overbearing that I have to worry about them. So at the end of the day, any money that I make off of streaming and such would just be extra. So I appreciate the offer for sure, but only do it if you do not have any other thing you could be spending that on. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of good games and stuff coming out nowadays. You'll need it eventually. Alright. Twitch peoples, if you would not mind, I am going to be sending you over to somebody I met not that long ago by the name of Perma Vermin. They are another furry VTuber streamer. They are actually playing Megabonk right now. I'll find a way, night. Alright, Zero. I will see you soon, okay? Bye-bye. Thank you, Finn. If you guys want to stick through for the raid, I really would appreciate it, as per always, but I will leave it up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in and try my best not to typo. I will probably typo. Don't judge me. I didn't typo. Woo! Alright, everybody. It has been a lovely time. I will probably do Just Chatting again at some point. Next stream, I think I will probably go back to Megabonk unless something changes really quickly, but I doubt it. Y'all take it easy tonight. Stay hydrated, stay fed as per always, and I will see you next time. Please take it easy.